Behind the scenes.
This is behind.
This is behind the scenes. Danke. Kamsahamnida. All right. Muchas gracias.
This is such a cool album.
You know, it's so fun.
This is
I
really
was
fun.
look at each one of these pictures in this album has such a story to it.
We're here.
That's
Are we
true.
live? Are we
We're
live?
now on
Hey,
YouTube,
hey.
Facebook. Switch your screen. I thought.
We're here.
YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, on all. This is a tri-platform album party.
Yeah.
So if you want to just, Instagram's over here. We're going to be interacting with you, and YouTube and Facebook are going to be up here. If you're if struggling with sound a little bit, let's see, YouTube and Facebook are a little bit
yep.
better. Al's going to be sharing his screen. We're going to be taking on a tour, a little bit of our music, telling some stories from the past 10 years, celebrating with you. We talked to our friends on Instagram. First and foremost, this is a time of looking back on 10 years and feeling overwhelmed with gratitude. And just being so thankful for you and what you've done for us, for our families, for this music, giving this music wings. And so we want to talk a lot about that too and express gratitude for the past 10 years and for all that you've done for us. So tell us where you're watching, and we'd love to do a shout out to some of you.
Yeah, John.
Well, I was just going to say, speaking of gratitude and the album packet,
Oh, there's a
I
lot.
cannot
the people that
believe
put their
all of these
names.
names. It's just so amazing. Thank you.
You could name a
Blown
couple.
away.
What's a few
Blown
names right
away.
here?
Just call them out. We got some pictures of some people too in this album. We're so excited. If you don't have a copy of that, oh yeah,
Kim Prince, Teresa Renee,
Look at those beautiful people right there.
Brett
Not-
and
not
Penny,
Tom Steve.
Jacob Fearson.
yeah, he met the other one.
Thank you guys. This is
This
awesome.
is incredible. Incredible.
If you haven't got your album yet, you gotta go get it at the pianoguys.place.
Well, that's a good picture of me.
Ooh,
If
John
you want a
actually
good
looks
picture
good.
of me, you can
That's
purchase
the
this
first. See,
album.
finally after 10
Right
years.
there.
I promised you one day it would happen, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I guess album 20 is when I'll have one. So,
Your kids help you
got to
through
show
that.
them
That's true,
our
Oh yeah.
the most important part of the gratitude aspect of this album and expressing gratitude is on the very first page of this album.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And
Best page right
Look at
there.
those beauties.
Yes.
And you know,
Our
he's-
wives look pretty good too.
yeah, they're not bad. Yeah.
That's Al. Al is the only one beautiful enough to
Okay.
say that.
I'll be serious though here for a minute. You know, if it wasn't for these lovely ladies right here,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you, none of us would be sitting here right now.
Absolutely.
10 years into this journey. I mean, what would it last? Maybe 6 months?
Yeah.
We would have just said,
I wouldn't have been in a position in my life to even be worthy to hang out with you guys if it were not for Julie. And that to me is the best part of this journey. Myself with you guys who are on such a higher plane than I am in so many ways, and I just feel like you've elevated my life so significantly. But Julie did it first. Point where I could at least hang out with you guys. She had a much rougher job than you guys did. So, and I'm sure that's the way you feel about your spouses
Oh,
too.
man.
So this is a time of gratitude that extends far beyond the 10 years that this album represents. There's a much deeper history past there, and it's due to these beautiful women.
Yeah.
our
I love my
spouses,
wife,
so-
Tracy. I love all of our wives. They're great.
Which just sounds
I
weird.
love your wives.
But we hope that you look at the dedication page, and if you are one of the ones that put a picture or name on this album,
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you're just listening to our music too, on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, or just anywhere really, every time you listen to it, it supports us. So we're grateful for that too.
We need to take any questions or
Yeah. What are people saying?
yeah,
Jacob, Frank, give us
Jacob.
Yeah. So,
Oh, we
Mark,
got questions.
for the last 10 years, what's been the funniest things that happened to you while you're on tour?
Okay, let's reiterate the question just in case you didn't hear
Okay.
it. What was his name? Mark Reed.
Mark
said,
Reed.
What are some of the funniest things that have happened to you on tour? Well, I know one of the funniest things, but it didn't happen to me on tour. It happened to this guy on tour.
where you're going
You guys, we were
Which
in
one?
Singapore.
Oh man,
You
no,
guys should just
it
share.
was Australia.
Australia, that's right.
It was Melbourne. It was
Share that.
Melbourne, and in fact, I haven't sent you guys the chiropractor bill for this one, have I? I need to send that over. Well, you guys will have to tell your side of the story too. But so on the last day of tour, this was our last day of our Australia Asia tour, and our tour crew, who you've got to be, you're just family. You spend so much time together, and we love our tour crew. And Richard, Ben, shout out to you guys and all that work with you. We're very grateful for you. But anyway, they're pranksters just like we are. We kind of started it. We would prank each other. Like Al and I, we used to prank John after the first half every show. Do you remember that? Because he would linger one more song. I would leave the stage and he would finish off the first half. Then
right.
Al and I would set up a prank backstage. Like,
When he'd
one
come
time,
back, right?
one time I put ketchup all over my
that was
finger and we pretended that I'd sliced
So
it.
John
That's
walks
morbid.
in, and I'm just kind of like attending to Steve, and he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, not good, bro."
And
Like,
I'm
totally
like, I got legit tears on my face. I don't know if I could go out the second half. John, you're gonna have to do it. He's like, oh. It's so funny. Like the three of us, we'd just be like, whatever. But John was so
John
caring and loving and compassionate. He actually no, he really did. So, but our crew took that to the next level for sure, and they decided to put really, really powerful, like super glue gaff on my chair.
Which gaff is tape.
Yeah, but this isn't tape. Tape doesn't do this justice. In fact, they did the same thing to you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they only had a couple strips across John's whole piano bench. He sat down and he ripped it off and he laughed. But the problem with mine is it was all over my chair, and I sat down and I was stuck.
It was
And the
awesome.
problem is when you sit down as a cellist, you don't sit down in the perfect place to play your cello, right? So I sat back a little bit and then I was like, oh, I need to adjust and shift forward. Not happening. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm totally stuck. So for the entire first half, I was like leaning over my cello, desperately trying to get to shift in this chair and knowing that I've got to leave the stage because John has one more song to play at the end of the first half and I've got to leave the stage. And I had no idea how I'd do it because the chair was attached to me bum. So what did I do?
It was funny watching you leave the
You
stage.
said
I mean,
the funniest thing, and I can't remember verbatim, but it was like, because once he realized he was stuck, he's like, I will now leave with my dignity. And
Oh, yeah,
what
that's
was it?
right. Oh, yeah.
Hair and my dignity. That's right. And he walked off like this. See?
And then I kind of wagged it. Of course, I had
The
to
chair would not come off.
Oh no, it was totally
No,
stuck.
I got one. I got one that I want to share. Somehow, I don't know who got it, but somebody got this like white elephant gift from somewhere. And,
Oh, yeah.
and we started like, giving it to each other at random times.
Well, that's
And
right.
Slipping it to each other
slipping
secretly.
it into each other secretly, and like we just kept getting more elaborate with how,
Yeah, it
how
got
we,
bigger.
we would give this gift and like
Yes, yeah.
and like so we what was one before that you did that was really funny?
Was it in a meet and greet
Yeah,
line?
it was in a meet and greet
Okay, yeah,
line.
it was just in a meet and greet line, and someone came up to John and said, we just love your playing. It's because of you. We started the piano, and we just wanted to bring you a gift.
Present you with
and
this
like
gift.
everyone in the line is like watching. It got all quiet, and John's like, feeling a little like, oh, I'm kind of awkward a little bit. Everyone's watching me, but then they hand them the gift, right? And John just kind of looks at it.
The repeat gift.
Thanks. It was
But everybody
No,
was
the best
surrounding
one.
him though. Was like, oh.
So that night I go to the hotel and I'm thinking, I gotta figure out a way.
Well, you can't tell it because you'll give it away. I got to give
Yeah.
from my perspective,
Yeah,
right?
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's
So
good.
me and
Yeah.
Steve were leaving this venue,
Yeah.
we're leaving the hotel, right? Ready to head home. And I just barely had pulled out of the hotel. We're on our way, and all of a sudden a cop behind us. I'm like, is he serious? Can pull me over? Woo! Pulled us over.
Yeah.
Comes up, does the whole thing, license, registration. I'm like, I just barely pulled out of it.
What on earth could we have
Right.
done that would merit a pullover?
And he's like, just license registration. I'm like, okay. Gave it to him, and he goes back, and he just taking his sweet time. I'm like, what is going on?
Al and I are trying to figure
What
this
is
out.
going on? I didn't speed. I had my registration. Everything is good. I mean, I got no outstanding tickets that I don't know of. Anyway, he comes back and he's like, I need you to step out of the car. And that's when I'm looking at Steve and he's like, yes, sir. I'm like, no. I'm like, whoa. Why do we need to step out of the car? What is going on? Like, seriously, he's like, well, we've had, I run your plates and stolen vehicle. And that's why I'm like, no.
Oh man.
I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you being serious right? He's like, I just need you to step out of the car.
That was so
Oh man,
hilarious.
those are some pretty high pressure.
He was totally
Yeah.
just, he was.
the cop
obeying
played
the
his
law.
part.
Cop played his part.
Oh,
he
man,
was
he did.
awesome.
I was just like, okay, we could sort this
So
out.
we got out, and then we're standing there. He's okay. I just need you to just step on the sidewalk. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, what is going on? Are you serious? I even said at one point, was this a prank? Like to myself, and he's like, I need you to come. Oh, sorry, it's my mom.
That's the policeman calling. That's the police calling.
So he's like, I need you to come over here to the car. And he opens up his car, and on the front seat, he
There
had
it is,
that
the
white
white
elephant
elephant.
gift.
And I'm in the back seat,
Right,
like
yeah, we're just
filming.
like, oh my gosh. I mean, John, honestly, that was the most epic prank.
In fact,
very
if they
proud.
haven't done it,
I'm
I'm
very proud.
We've had plans.
Very
Yeah, we've
proud
had
of that.
And you don't even want to know the plans
Yeah,
we've
you
had.
can't
Plans
tell
on
on the
that.
plans.
But what?
Let's go to
Very
Instagram.
good.
Okay, Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna ask.
What do
Instagram.
we
got
got?
some questions on
Anybody
Instagram.
tell us who's there if they've got any questions or we can just sit in awkward silence.
Great. You've got Suzanne Compton. You've got.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hello.
Kaiji. Sorry.
Any
I'm
questions that
correcting
they're
your
asking?
name.
Just grab one.
Okay. Would you guys ever do a scary theme soundtrack?
Scary.
Scary theme soundtrack.
Well, scary. Like Halloween? They talking So the question on Instagram is,
We kind of did.
That is funny.
Do you want to
gotta
tell
tell
the
us.
story?
You
Yeah.
gotta tell this
This
story.
is so
but
funny.
just a minute, just so Facebook, they probably not hearing Facebook and YouTube. We're going to Instagram right now. We're asking them questions, and the question was, would we ever do a scary theme soundtrack?
This was their question, not
This
ours.
was their question.
So this is so funny because
Look at Instagram.
Who's the question? You know? Okay.
because we divided and conquered on the album, and I was working on this medley of Boston tunes, and I grew up with Boston. My older brother, introduced me to Boston when
big
I was a
deal.
little kid, and the songs that he would play, they had so much classical influence in them. I mean, they were just so cool. And there's this one prelude to Long Time that sounds like an organ. It's just like this total organ thing. And I thought, man, that could totally, if you did that with a classical organ, it would sound like a Bach fugue.
Yeah, right.
And so I was all excited about this, and you'll hear it on the album.
This is More Than a Feeling combined with Long Time on the album.
So anyway, it's this Boston medley, and you hear this. We put it together with this classical organ, and I'm all excited to show it to the guys, And I send off this email, and I can tell by the lack of response, radio silence. I'm like, oh no, this is so nobody liked it. The song is it?
No, it wasn't that we didn't like it. It's we always play our songs for our kids, right? And I've got younger kids, and so they thought in the middle that it was a Halloween song.
Yeah.
Because of the way the organ and the timpani played, there's some drama to this, which is cool because that's just another thing we do as the piano guys. Is
I
we
went in
love
and
a little
fixed
drama.
it. I went in and fixed it. It was too scary. But I have to say,
the word spooky did get thrown out.
But I have to say that part of it, as I tried to undo it, I found this cello bowing that Steve had done in the.
It was all me.
It was so scary sounding. So we took that out and we cut it in half. We cut the section in half, and we just took out little sections. And it just shows you how counseling together has helped us over the years, right?
Yeah, it really has.
Because seriously, I think it was really good feedback, and I think you're gonna love the final.
Go listen
the final
to it
product.
on the album. It's awesome.
Honestly, I
Final
think one
product.
thing that we've learned in the last, at least I've learned in the last 10 years, is that we're 4 individuals. We all have very strong opinions about things. And in the beginning, there was a lot of butting head, and it's good to disagree. I think we don't need to learn how to disagree. We just need to learn how to disagree better, right? And I think in the last 10 years, we've learned how to disagree better, where it's like we have our opinions still, but at the end of the day, like it's what matters. Like that's what's important, not who's right, but what's right, right?
Yeah.
And
We've
so like
talked about
John was
that a lot.
saying, I mean, this is where we're like, man, this is so cool. This is an awesome idea, cool. And then you share it with everyone else, and it's just like the awkward silence, crickets, and
I think I get that the most.
and it's just like
You do it every time.
And then we got to set our egos aside, and we're like, okay, I got to listen to these guys and trust them.
One of the things I love that classical music has taught me is that dissonance is beautiful. Dissonance can be beautiful if it's resolved in the right way.
Wow, that's nice.
And so this is years and years of music theory training, and one of my favorite music theory teachers was like, if you come across dissonance, look for the resolution. And when you look for that resolution, where are the voices going? How did they get there? And he studied it like a science because our brain shoots off endorphins. It really does when dissonance becomes consonance, when it becomes resolved. And so I think that's been a lot of these 10 years is there has been this dissonance that has always resolved in this sort of suspended resolution that just was harmonic and so much better than had it just sat there as itself without having this meld between the 4 of us. So that's been really fun. I think that's been a big part of the journey of these 10 years, which has been difficult but enjoyable and really rewarding.
And I'm gonna have to go get a dictionary to understand what you just
Well,
said. That
Paul,
was really good.
and
I know it was good though.
Paul, when I first met Paul, he insulted me 10 times before he complimented me. And I've just learned that some of us communicate differently.
We should go to let's go to
Let's do some really quick questions.
Okay.
So
All
we
right.
get through
Ooh,
a couple
yeah.
quick questions.
Okay.
All right.
This is the lightning round.
Yeah,
lightning
Nerdy
round.
Doodles 1019 from Instagram wants
Love
to
Nerdy
know,
Doodles.
What
Yeah.
is Steve's favorite cello?
What is Steve's
Oh,
favorite cello?
no, that's
Come
such
on.
a hard
You
question.
got 5 seconds.
Okay, right now it is
5 seconds.
it's Maya, who I used when I played Jungle Book Saraband in at Chichen Itza.
And shout out to the amazing
Ma-
Julie Borden, who
Yes,
did all the artwork on
Yeah.
multiple cellos. But that is actually one of my favorites. Okay, next question.
I think you should
Boom.
have Maya's last name be he.
got a
So-
YouTube
My,
question.
Oh, YouTube question. Let's
YouTube
do
question. And
Nobody
Hamill.
liked that.
And Hamill.
Has COVID helped you be more or less creative this year?
More?
Quick one.
I would say more.
More.
Quick one.
Okay,
More.
next.
More creative.
More. Get done.
Tim C. Question for Al. Who is a bigger goofball, John or Steve?
Oh, me. Who's a bigger goofball, John or Steve? Me. Next question.
Option C. Option C.
None of
Brett
them.
Robson wants to know what's one of the most unique locations that you want to return to.
Unique
Oh, we gotta
locations
restate
we
it.
want to return to.
Unique locations we want to
to?
return to. Istanbul. I want to go back to Istanbul. And I hope we can one day.
I want
And-
to take
and
my
con-
kids back to Petra or Jordan.
Jordan.
That
Yeah,
was amazing.
And my family has to see Iguazu Falls before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Absolutely.
a
I
good one
agree
with
too.
all of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cindy Gritton wants to know, will you be putting out the sequel to Cello Wars soon?
Oh my gosh.
Putting out
That is too long of an answer to give a short answer in the lightning round.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
good.
trying.
Good. Next.
Do you need to
Okay.
repeat the questions?
Lauren
or-
Habersky
okay.
wants to know, what's your favorite track on the album?
favorite track
Oh,
on
that's
the
a
album.
great
Come on, Paul.
question.
Mine
Hey,
is,
that was a beautiful. All of them.
no, the video we released today.
Paul, do you like any of them, honestly?
There's one. Yeah.
Steve is joking.
I'm kidding. Come on. Okay.
No, we released Someone to You today on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen it yet, that was really fun.
We were going to watch that with everyone. Cause we
Oh yeah,
haven't
we
watched
should
it
do
all
that.
together.
Yeah, we'll do. What if we watch Someone to You together and do some commentary on it?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can they still hear us when you're playing
Yeah,
it?
they can still hear us.
Brilliant,
Let's
brilliant,
go to this
brilliant.
Right.
desktop here.
In that movie.
Ooh, check that
Here
out.
we are.
There's
and here
John.
It is. Here's the video. Oh, and an ad.
And it's an ad.
Oh, gosh.
This is
Okay.
not. Oh my
No,
gosh.
not a good
Quick,
ad.
Wait, skip it.
Oh my goodness.
Skip it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. That's the price of live television.
YouTube Red, Al. YouTube
Well,
Red.
we don't have it on our channel.
Oh.
That's the problem.
Okay, so this is Lauren Daigle, you say.
This is.
Oh, that's the wrong one. So now we got to watch another
You
ad.
guys just, okay, you guys, I'm going to get the video ready. You guys
Oh, that's
Okay,
a good
all
idea.
right,
Okay,
yeah.
let's go back.
Another
Let's see
question.
if Paul can recover from that one.
Okay. Is it ever too late to start learning music? From Lisa Dawn.
I got to share a thing that I heard. I heard of a lady that started violin when she was 60, and when she was 75, she soloed with the symphony.
Wow.
So that is an anecdote. I hope it's true.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
One of my favorite experiences in my life was playing cello with my older brother, who started it up when he was in his 40s. So it's never too late. I would say it's never too late, because every moment you spend with your instrument is golden, and it just is. It illuminates all aspects of your life, no matter what you do with it, or how far you go with it, or how late you start.
But you have to put a lot of time into it, which
Yeah.
is hard to do when
It's
you're
not a
when you're an
casual
adult.
thing.
When you're an adult.
Yeah, it's
when
not
I
a
mean,
casual
like
thing,
my
yeah. It's hard to
son,
be.
my son, when he learned the guitar, he learned 50 tabs in like 6 months, and he just
got
went
obsessed.
crazy. And all of a sudden, he was good at the guitar, and that's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of what you have to do, I think.
Get obsessed. Another question.
Elena Vilenius wants to know, how long does it take on average to arrange a song?
How long does it take?
If we had to average it, the thing is, it's such a wide swing, right? I mean, we have
It really
we've had
is.
songs that have come in 2 days, and we have had songs that take 6 months, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a wide pendulum
it really
swing.
is.
But on
Yeah.
average, 2 to 3 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, well, and if you're talking about composition, production, recording, arranging, filming,
Post-production.
yeah, I mean, and when you're adding a video, of course, yeah, I'd say 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks on average.
On
yeah.
the music side, but you throw the videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they only give us 1 day to do the video,
That's right, that's
so
all.
it's like
I mean, you're so good at it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need any more time.
we
than that,
made
Paul.
the mistake early on doing videos quickly and in 1 day, and so now that was the expectation. So now we go to like these wonders of the world, and we get 1 day.
Paul,
and it's
but
like,
the
are you
thing
kidding
is,
me?
like,
But
Paul-
our families, we got back to our families.
That was the reason why we did it that way. But
Yeah.
Paul, you always exceed our expectations. I say that sincerely.
true.
Because you continue to outperform yourself. So why give you more time?
Yeah.
it's a lot of stress. Stress.
That's a lot of stress.
So I think I have it all ready. Unless
Okay,
you want to
Jacob.
do
Two
one
more.
more,
Yeah.
two more questions. Okay.
Andre Guerrero wants to know who came up with the idea for playing on the train in Code Vivaldi.
That was
Code
me.
Vivaldi, and then how long did you have to ride the train for?
Oh, that's a good question.
How scary was
Oh.
Again, this is none of us could take credit for the ideas. I don't even remember.
I don't either.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't even
it was
matter.
during. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I remember.
It was
Right.
one of you guys
Yeah.
When we were-
mentioned
when we're in the
a
studio,
train.
a lot of the times visually ideas just come, and I remember just epic soundtrack, and just felt like action. It was just like me and Steve just started like going. I remember, I think you were here. We just started giving off ideas, and Paul's always just like, okay, how are we gonna? Put
Yeah, I know. I was like,
train, and then
one
I
day,
like this
remember?
big.
It's when you and I like have to stand up and walk, like
Yeah,
gesticulate around the room. That's where it gets really intense for you.
Yeah.
How long were we on the train shooting, Paul?
Well, that's a story because earlier that day, I had made the mistake of lifting the glass lid piano, the Neo,
Oh.
and I crunched one of my discs. I mean, I literally, when I lifted the piano, my back went kunk, and I was like, uh-oh, what just happened? And we got on the train later that day.
Oh man.
The train tracks are like, kunk, just like bumps.
It's not a smooth ride.
So as I'm filming John, we were just filming on the way to the spot that we thought we wanted to get all our shots. And on the way out there, my back was just like, and I was just in pain every bump as we were filming that. So as you watch John's hands, just think about that,
That's real
the
pleasant.
pain that I have to go through.
Think
No.
about Paul's pain.
I think about it every day because I am your pain.
One more question.
Allison Ruth wants to know: are you planning to release any Christmas music or videos? this
Any
year?
Christmas?
Oh, we've got
videos
a
or music
Christmas
videos?
Yes,
video. We have a Christmas
Do we
video
have a neat?
in the works, and we're very excited about it. And
Talk
we
about
have
it,
been
John. You
we
have
have been invited. Tell them what we've been invited to
Well,
participate.
we're
in.
just so excited about the Chosen series. I mean,
Yeah.
all of our families have just like
Found
teenage
5
watching
episodes in
parties.
now, and you're right. It got me hooked after the third.
Yeah, the third. You
My
make it to
goodness.
the third, but I've got teenagers and college-age kids that are inviting their friends over to watch episodes of
binge
the
watch
Chosen.
parties. Yeah.
Chosen.
Yeah.
And
It
so
really is
we
good.
were so excited when we were able to collaborate on a Christmas special that they're heading up this year.
So December 13th, they're going to be doing a broadcast Christmas special, and we've made a music video that's going to be part of that, and we'll be releasing it on our channel too. But if you have not seen the Chosen series, we highly, highly recommend it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, let us go to
Let us go.
the premiere all together. This is the first time all
Yeah.
four of us.
Yeah.
We've
That's
seen
right.
drafts, have given feedback, and
Separately.
now here we are with you on the world
collective
premiere
watch,
day, album release day. Let's watch it.
All right.
Here we go. Someone to you.
Wanted to do something that grabbed people's attention right off the start.
So this footage you're seeing is by Handle Blaster, who is a FPV speed drone, precision drone pilot. We're in an empty public library and natural history museum, both located in Utah, in Salt Lake City. Incredible places, beautiful monuments to the history of mankind. And if you read the description of this video, you'll see, you can read the message behind this music and behind this video. There's a reason why we filmed in these two locations.
Yes.
So when you guys were shooting this, I was in the studio, and Shay, who's amazing. Shay, shout out to Shay.
Shay Scott.
Shay Scott. He was sending me some of this drone footage. I just couldn't believe what this guy did.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
Yeah. He sent me the footage when it's going down the dinosaur's tail, and then it comes right up on Steve and John. But
Yeah, that somebody flew
this video
that.
turned out amazing.
Yeah, so the purpose was to kind of take people on a little ride, and one of the purposes, and we wanted to film
Here's the shot.
at a what's it called, a lagoon.
Oh,
What's
we were
that?
going to an amusement park.
An
That was
amusement
the
park.
original idea, was an amusement park.
Yeah.
To give sort of a roller coaster vibe, a visual to the energy of the music. But it didn't work out, and I think it was supposed
It
to
was-
not
yeah.
work out.
And this is
Yeah.
one of those songs where we kind of looked at our album. This was like a last minute song.
Yeah, this is the
right?
last song we
We
finished.
kind of looked at all the songs, like what is it missing? What is it missing? We're like it's just missing some just good old energy.
Syncopation.
Right?
Syncopation.
And this one was actually sent to us
By David.
By our
Yeah,
manager
David.
Simone,
We
which
love
we hope
David.
you're watching, David.
Yeah, we love
We
David.
love you, David, and Shelley,
Shelley.
and Scruffy, and Dinah, if you're out there. We love you guys so much. Well, we could just talk about them for the next
Yeah, we could.
But he sent us the song, and I remember we looked at it and we said, it's not working for us.
I loved it right from the
Yeah, you
beginning.
always-
I did. I loved it right from the beginning, and I wanted so badly to do it. But there was a few factors that were just holding us back on it. But it just kept coming around. And we've found in the Piano Guys that if something is persistent and won't let us go, that is the flow. And if you start on the path towards it and it feels right, that is confirmation that you're heading towards the right thing. A lot of people ask us, how do we choose the songs? We say the songs often choose us, and this one did.
How many takes did you do to the shot where the drone came through the piano?
No.
We had to do a couple.
Well, the
because,
first one was
the first
tell them
one.
about the first one.
John.
Rewind it. I want to see that because
Yeah.
I missed it.
Cool. What's that?
Oh yeah, the first one I flinched.
Because your
his eyes were open.
And
So
then he's like, okay, just close your eyes. Don't worry about me hitting you in the head.
Yeah, it's a
I don't think I
legitimate
went
mini
back.
helicopter flying right into your face. So yeah, there were a couple parts where we had to close our eyes and really get into the music to avoid flinching at this drone that was flying very close to us.
oh, there was one shot,
It's
right?
going up here.
So you'll notice
Yeah,
that John
watch this.
closed his eyes, and that was the only way to
Right
do
here.
this. See, his eyes
Yeah.
are closed.
Eyes
Yeah.
are closed.
And he actually, there's lots of other shots we're going to be showing you in the behind the scenes video. He flew through my arm as I was playing. He flew underneath the piano bench.
Yeah,
What
that's
were some of the
crazy.
other
I
things?
wanted to put that in the video, but we just couldn't find
know,
a
yeah,
place
just- yeah.
to fit it. But yeah, there was some really cool. He went underneath the piano bench. He went over
Check out
John's
his
hands.
check out his
Yeah.
stuff. Blaster is his name's Blaster, and he's such an artist. And literally has spent thousands and thousands of hours just getting good at shots like these. There's the Salt Lake Public Library, which we love. All of these places empty because of COVID, although they're still open to limited in a limited fashion. But again, read that description and you'll discover what it is.
Awesome.
So this ending was meant also to do it's like a continuous loop. So you could just start the video, right?
Yeah, so if you started
starts
over
at the
right from
beginning.
this point,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to cut it, it would that's where it starts. Is the very beginning is that in shot, and then it goes up,
That's cool.
and then loops down. So
Well, there
Wow.
you go.
and I think this is appropriate too, and not to be maudlin, but I think it's just, I wish we could tell you guys how much you mean to us, and everybody wants to be someone to someone, and you guys are so much more than just someone to us. You're the reason why this 1 and 0 are next to each other on this album, and that it's gone this long, and that it's in a crescendo right now. We talk about always living life in crescendo, and some days that's really tough. Some days it feels like dissonance and decrescendo, but this album, we hope, it's not a greatest hits, see you later album, it's a crescendo, and I think people take away from our music like Someone to You, where it just is like this rush of crescendo that we should be living our life in.
I just have to say that before I met these guys, I've always been into music, and I wanted it. If music would have happened the way that I had it envisioned for my life at the time I wanted it to, it probably would have ruined my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted it for all the wrong reasons. I wanted it for the recognition, the fame, the money, all those things that the world makes it just look so great. And honestly, like Heavenly Father, he had a bigger plan. He knew the bigger picture. And as these guys came into my life, like honestly, I've gotten everything I've wanted to do in music, but been able to keep my family, keep my faith, keep my relationships, and because of these guys that have lifted me up and strengthened me and believed in me. And so it's just been amazing. And when I think back the last 10 years, like where would I be 10 years if you guys weren't in my life?
Wow.
oh, thank you.
My
Al.
feeling is
You
very
know,
mutual.
I had a thought as you were saying that. I feel like it is a blessing to be in a partnership where 4 guys idolize Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just brings a unity. I think that has been a huge blessing.
Yep.
I agree with
For
that. Well
us.
said too. And when we get off track, if we can bring it back to Jesus, he never changes. That's why it works.
Yeah.
And there have been so many times, and I think anybody believe in God in a traditional fashion or a specific religion to access this wonderful divine presence that loves us, and we believe in an actual Father, and it's anybody can access him through prayer. And I think that's been the moments that are my favorite moments of the Piano Guys, when the 4 of us have hit a moment of dissonance, and the resolution has been through prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And unifying through prayer. And there have been a lot of moments through that. And we always tell people when we get asked these questions, what's the piece of advice you'd give people? And we talk about turning your life over to God, and he can do so much more with it than you could ever imagine. But I think part of that is anybody can pray to get the right people into their lives too. And I think I've prayed these guys into my life, and I'm so grateful that prayer was answered. So that's a big part of these 10 years, I think, is recognizing that and being grateful for that.
Right.
Yeah.
We all prayed each other, and Heavenly Father just kind of orchestrated it all in his time when he knew it was right, where he could just use us in ways that seriously I just can't even begin to really explain adequately.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a miracle. It's been miraculous. It really has.
Yeah.
And we're just very humbled. We are just full of gratitude, especially today, because it's just such a momentous occasion and we're reflecting. But we are so grateful for you guys,
Mm-hmm.
for everyone out there that's watching that can hear our voices and see us. We sincerely love you and have so much love, and just are humbled that you guys have been along with us in this journey the last 10 years. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well said.
We are feeling a lot of gratitude, and in fact, we were watching a video earlier that we'd love to. I think it'd be awesome
We'll
if
share
we
it
share
on our socials after these live streams.
But it was all about gratitude and all of us. And at the end, there was a prayer.
We're all just bawling.
Yeah, we were all crying. And so this is probably why we're taking this moment right now, is because it's like we're feeling that gratitude. And I mean, there's so much gratitude for you guys. I remember it just like in this last week, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I just had so much gratitude that I texted everybody at 5 a.m. and I'm sure woke up some, but I was just so grateful for this opportunity to be able to do this, and for all of you guys that watch our videos, stream our music, buy merch, come to our shows. I mean, it's amazing to be able to do this, and it's been going for 10 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
There have been many moments in those 10 years where we didn't know if it was going to work out. And there have been many moments before that where I wondered where my life was going. And happiness, we know, is a choice. We talk about that a lot. But some days it's just too hard to choose to be happy. It really is. And we don't want to give you this false impression that every day of our lives in this 10 years has been wake up and spring to life and cheerily walk out the door and count on everything being perfect that day. In fact, there have been many dark cloud days. And there have been many days where it was hard to choose to be happy. But my friend, I had a very good friend who was, when I told him about a struggle I was having once, he said, well, if you can't choose to be happy, choose to be grateful. And everybody has something that they can choose to be grateful for. And that's sort of our fallback, when things aren't working out like we wanted them to exactly, and there have been a lot of incongruities, we've tried to fall back on that. And that's our theme of today, if you haven't been able to tell. So,
well, and one of the things we tell each other because we've had, like, it almost seemed like challenges were coming, but with these challenges, something just as equally amazing would happen also. So that's just something we really would tell each other during these times, like, hey, this is really tough, but this just means something amazing's going to be happening later. So Okay.
Okay.
About 5 minutes. Let's talk about the sheet
We only got
music
5
and stuff.
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh my
5
gosh.
minutes. Here's the album. If you don't know a lot of the details of it, it's that is, what is that? The deluxe version or something
What do
that
you call
comes with the
this thing?
videos
Digipack.
too.
A digipack.
A digipack. That's a cool version there.
It's got the DVD.
Remember,
Yeah.
this is actually 26 songs. We've got 10 songs plus 2 bonus tracks, and then there's another CD with 15 hits. And who chose those hits? You did.
You guys.
So those are the ones that you have chosen, and so 26 songs on this thing. There's a booklet. There actually is a collector's book that you can look into as well. That we don't have, but show them this. What do we got
Yeah,
here?
this is very exciting. We have it ready to go on the day of the album
This
release.
came
This is
this
the first
month.
time,
Oh, yeah.
first time the book has been ready, and the sheet music in here for piano and cello, and we worked really hard to get this ready for you all.
It's even got
Right.
chords.
Yeah,
We've
it's
got
even got
chords in there now.
We put chord in all the books, I
Yeah,
think.
Chord
chord
symbols.
symbols
Yeah.
because of Craig Knutson. Thank you, Craig.
And
Yeah.
also those chord symbols come in handy if you've got the clavinova, because it can help you sound a lot more legit. And the clavinova,
yeah.
I think, is spitting out the
Yeah,
chords.
it can play extra, make you sound
So-
really good.
Really,
there it is.
really cool. We're excited. That's hot off the press.
Yep.
Yes.
Half
So
off
we should
this.
end with any other questions or
This is amazing.
anybody.
A couple more, huh?
Just a lot of gratitude in the comments. A lot of people
Oh,
are just
that's so awesome! I
grateful
can't
for
wait.
you
We're gonna
guys.
go read those.
Yeah.
That'll be way awesome.
We're actually going to take the challenge of the leader of the congregation that we attend, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. His name is Russell Nelson, and he actually broadcast today, and that's what Paul was telling you. We're going to share that with you. He challenged us for the next 7 days to make our social media our gratitude journals. I love that, with the hashtag
Give thanks.
Give thanks. So we're going to be doing that over the next 7 days, especially leading up to Thanksgiving here in
And
the
we
United
invite
States.
you
So-
to do it too.
Yeah. Make
be
your
awesome.
social media pages a journal of gratitude, and maybe that'll calm a lot of the dissonance and resolve a lot of the dissonance out there. So we love you so much. Thank you for joining us. This on our album release day, 10th anniversary album. Thank you for supporting us by listening to this music, by buying this album, by playing the sheet music, by watching our... And we can't say thank you enough. We love you dearly. And anything else, brethren?
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thank
Tons.
you. Can't wait for the day where we can all again hug in person.
Yep. I hope
Bye.
to see you soon.
That's so awesome.
Okay.